everyone, and welcome to Let's Just Do This. I'm Margaret Wallace-Duffy, and it's always so much fun to have my co-host and good friend, Mr. Todd Miller.
Nice to be back.
Yes, you know, one of the things I love about Let's Just Do This is we're always looking for new ways to improve the show, the content, and the people that we bring on the show. And in the second season of Let's Just Do This, we now are actually being able to Skype in incredible people from across the country and actually internationally. We've got some people this season joining us. And today we're super excited because, as you'll see in studio, it's just you and I, Todd.
It's just us.
We're just by ourselves.
Feeling a little lonely, but
We're a little lonely, but we're about to actually introduce a friend and colleague and actually a member of the Better Together Health team that I absolutely adore. I've known this incredible woman for many, many, many years. I've learned so much from her and continue to learn from her, and that is why I'm so excited to have her on the show today. Now, are you ready to buckle your seatbelt?
I am good with anything.
Because we're going to be talking about some things that might make you kind of go, and it makes some people feel a little uncomfortable. And I always believe, and that's why we call this show Let's Just Do This, is you got to put things into action. And sometimes you got to face things that make you feel uncomfortable. We've got to demystify things if we're going to improve our health. So today we are welcoming a wonderful professional from Vancouver. Her name is Kim Vopni, otherwise known as the Vagina Coach. Yes, you heard
said it.
I said it, the Vagina Coach. Now, Kim is a self-professed pelvic floor evangelist and is known as the Vagina Coach. She is a certified fitness professional who became passionate about spreading information on pelvic health when she was pregnant with her first child. She's a published author, a passionate speaker, and a women's health educator, as well as mom to two gorgeous boys. Kim is the founder of Pelvic Wellness Incorporated, a company offering pelvic health products and services for women in pregnancy, motherhood, and menopause. She is also the co-founder of Bellies Inc., a company focused on improving birth and postpartum recoveries with the revolutionary app wraps. Kim, welcome to Let's Just Do This.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Well, and I understand, I know you've got a busy day ahead of you, so thank you for taking time out of your very busy life to join us to talk about a topic that I think many people really, first of all, don't understand the impact that pelvic floor can have on their overall health, but secondly, may feel a little embarrassed to even want to go there. So let's talk right out of the gate about, from a perspective of prevention instead of being reactive, why is it so important to care about our pelvic health?
So prevention, I have always come from the side of prevention. It's how I started my business, which I didn't necessarily start out intending to start a business, to be honest, but it started with my own fear of pregnancy. I was really afraid of tearing. I was afraid of incontinence postpartum because I had seen what my mom went through. And thankfully, my mom did talk to me, and I was also curious, so I was asking questions. But early on, I sort of felt like I'm just not going to have children. And it was still a taboo subject. And while my mom did share things with me, I certainly didn't talk about it with anybody else, and nor did my mom talk about it with anybody else. And it wasn't until, with my mom, things got so bad that finally she said, okay, that's it. I need to do something. And then she had surgery. So again, in my head, I'm thinking, I don't want that in my future. And after some education, so I decided I did want to have children and educated myself and started to learn about professionals that help with many different aspects about the pelvic floor. And then I started to gain a much deeper understanding of the importance of that part of our body. And then it just became I was so driven and so fueled to make this awareness available to everybody, because we all have a pelvic floor, even men have a pelvic floor, and it's so central to so many things that we do. It's part of our core control and stability. It's our continence mechanisms. It's sexual satisfaction or lack thereof. It helps hold internal organs in place. It helps with balance as we age. It helps, it's so influential to so many things. And because there's so much shame and embarrassment and taboo around it, it gets hidden away, and people put pads in and think that that's what they need to do, and it's okay, I'll just carry on. And sex deteriorates, relationships break apart, their fitness level declines because they're not moving the same as they used to. So it influences so much, and it deserves so much more attention than we get. And if we can talk about it preventively, then how much better off would these women be, and men too, long term?
Oh, you are so right and make so many good points. I just get so excited that I don't even know where to start. You know, my own personal story and view on this, going through menopause at a very young age, at the age of 39, and, you know, sort of jumped off a cliff without my hormones, and my body changed. And, you know, I was a competitive gymnast, a high-level gymnast, and we moved into a new home right around the time that I went through menopause, and it had this big trampoline in the backyard. And I was determined I was going to go out there and show off to the kids about how mom, you know, you could still had it, right? I could do this.
I'm still cool.
Well, Kim, I'll never forget the day that I am jumping on that trampoline with inner joy that immediately switched to absolute horror and embarrassment as the kids and their friends are around, and all I could feel was the puddle dropping beneath me as I went up what was down, and I wasn't even that aware of how weak my pelvic floor was. How humiliating.
So you were an athlete and you still had challenges.
And I think Kim will address that, and that's why I'm bringing this up. The shame, and it's not even shame, but the embarrassment that I felt. I just wanted to get off the trampoline, but I too wanted to have something different. I didn't want my life to have to stop and not be able to move or exercise or cough or laugh or sneeze because I was going to be embarrassed about wetting my pants. But the reality was, on that trampoline that day, I realized, even though I hadn't had symptoms yet, that my pelvic floor wasn't in great shape. Is that common?
Like, I hear that story all the time, and trampolines factor into many of the equation because a lot of the time it's moms who are thinking that they're fine, and then it's like, oh my gosh, I'm not fine when they get onto the trampoline with their kids. And so I think that what you hit on, the shame, the embarrassment, and you thought you were okay, and then all of a sudden you weren't. And that is such a common story that I hear. And that's why, again, bringing it back to the prevention side, if we had this education when our teens are learning about sexual health already, if we had the information available to them about what the pelvic floor is and how we can maintain fitness, pelvic floor fitness for life, then that could transform their journey through all the different life stages, pregnancy, motherhood, menopause, and beyond.